Oh my God.
Hey, everybody, I'm Scotty T from Your Comedy Minute, and I have an amazing actress, model, comedian, writer, actor, I should have said, I think. Actor, model, comedian, writer. I think she does plumbing. Kristi McHugh is here. Kristi, thank you so much for being here.
Hey, how are you?
I feel like a woodpecker in a lumberyard.
Oh my.
I'm a little giddy. When I get a woman of your stature on, I get a little giddy.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
You're in Venice Beach, California right now. Is that
I
right?
am. I am.
But you're not originally from Venice Beach, are you?
No, I'm from Iowa.
Yeah, why don't you take us because there's so much to cover. Take us how we got from Iowa to Venice Beach, California, if you don't mind. Just the
Oh
short
boy.
version.
Well, I was gonna go to law school and there was a break between my undergrad to go on, and they were filming a movie in the town in Iowa. And the people who were working were like, "Why don't you just come out to LA, between school and see what it's like? You've never been out of the Midwest." I'm like, "Great." So I
Okay.
packed up my Grand Am. I had $600. Did not
Okay.
believe in credit cards because I was raised, you don't have it now. When are you going to have it? So I'm like, $600, I'll be fine. I got out here. I'm like, you got to buy water. And I lived right under the Hollywood sign. The first week I was here, I got a job. I got a gig on a movie, like because I didn't
Well,
care. I was here.
okay,
I was gonna be
okay,
here for 30 days. Like, why not?
okay. All right.
Yeah.
So
Um.
no, just because you've done so much, and we'll get to it. But I'm curious, what came first as far as it the okay, so you said you got a movie first, so acting came before the comedy and the modeling. If you again
Um.
baby steps. I drink a lot and I smoke a lot of pot.
What came? I mean, I wasn't pursuing anything. It just kind of happened, and then someone told me you
Now
should give.
hold on. How did it just happen?
Because like I said, I was just trying everything because I had 30 days. I wasn't going to be here any longer. And I
Okay,
was like, well, I only had $600. So I got a little job at this cafe that's in Beechwood
right,
Canyon
right,
because I landed right under the Hollywood sign for
right.
whatever reason. And so I took this
It
movie
was a
part out of,
movie. A movie, you said.
yeah.
Okay.
And then I started taking an acting class just for
Okay.
the heck of it. And this kid was like, "Kristi, you're the funniest girl in the class.
In
Like,
the
why
class,
don't you
right.
come and do a short spot at the Ice House with me?" I'm like, "I'm not a comedian." He's like, "I'll help you write it. It's just a couple of minutes."
Okay.
So we go. It was my first time. Richard Lewis was in the big room. So he
Yeah.
and Fraser Smith and some other
Yeah.
comedian, they
Fraser's
like
a good buddy of yours.
he's
I saw a
he's
video.
he's he's the sweetest.
Funniest heck
So they all
11.
like were crouched in the back, and I went up and did the thing. And I remember Richard Lewis goes, Don't stop." He goes, "You're an actress, huh?" And I go, "I don't know what I'm doing." He goes, like, you shouldn't stop." So anyway, I like
Well,
kept
this is only
prolong.
you're only there 30 days.
Well, this is after I
Oh,
had
all
gotten
right.
here. I was
Okay.
like,
All right.
"Oh,"
I'm
I
sorry. Go
kept
ahead.
pushing the date off, and
All right.
then I never left.
No, okay, that's amazing. Let's keep rolling. People that inspired you, in other words, when you were younger, did you have aspirations to be an actress, a comedian? What was it?
I never had an aspiration to be a comedian. I was always like the trickster, prankster, and
Did you say
but
Pritzker?
I loved Dave Letterman. I would watch him
Oh,
all
yeah,
the time.
me too.
Lucille Ball, Dave Letterman, as far as Bill Murray,
Yeah, okay. All
hands
right.
down.
Um, you recently posted. We're gonna jump around a little bit. As I told you, I drink a lot and I smoke a lot of weed. You posted a picture just the other day on Walton Goggins, right?
What? Yes, I did.
You know what? Don't start.
What are
No,
you
and
talking about?
it's like okay. In other words, we just met. For people that don't know, you and I just met.
100%.
So you don't know this, but I am a huge Letterman fan. I've seen probably every, it was
Ah,
a huge. And Walton Goggins, you posted this picture, and now everyone knows him from White Lotus.
right.
I haven't seen one episode of White Lotus.
Oh my God. I mean, he's done
See,
a
I'm
million
old.
things.
But see, I remember a show on CBS a couple years ago called Unicorn. Do you know that?
No.
See, he was in that, and he was amazing. I loved him.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I was talking to I mean, I several friends who've worked with him and even
Right.
a director that I talked to, he's like he goes, I kept saying, this guy is huge. This guy is
He's
gonna be
amazing.
huge. Yeah, and he was the most kind,
Nice guy.
chat had a night he said, yeah, where he was talking about, he goes, my wife's working, she's out of town, she's working on a movie. And I go, well, thank God. He was oh my God, this guy, easy on the eyes. Wow.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah.
like me. Kind of like me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he was very, very sweet and just like, wow, what a talent, though. The guy was incredible. You
Okay. All
gotta
right.
watch that.
So you're a
Yeah.
huge White Lotus fan.
Oh my God, that was great. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you see, I live on 145th Street with a hot plate, so I don't have HBO. I can't. Uh, you posted another picture recently, Sebastian Maniscalco. Is that right? Did I say that
Oh
right?
yeah. Yeah, I worked with him at the Improv. That was a while ago. But
Is it
yeah.
okay? Well, since we're going down that way, let's go to the comedy room. We'll go back to your acting and the movies and stuff. But you opened for Rich Little.
Oh
Um,
my God. Do you want to hear a most ridiculous story?
I well, do you have a comedy minute at the end? Don't let it ruin that. But I love Rich. There's so many. I mean, do you want to run through them because I have them written down?
So let me
David
tell you this
Brenner,
story.
David
This
Brenner,
story could take up my comedy 10 minutes. So
Tim Allen,
so
Roseanne
I
Barr. Go ahead.
so I am working at the Laugh Factory in Las Vegas. God rest its soul. It's gone. Anyway, love the Laugh Factory there.
Right.
And Rich Little had a, I don't know, 5 o'clock show every day. And so I was just, doing my business, my shows later on at night. And I find out, I don't know if it was a manager who called me or somebody said that Rich Little wants you. Sometimes they would come and stay and watch. So he wants to take you on this tour, go to this huge theater in Arizona, possibly come out to New York. He's got his book and blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh my God. So
I love the
when
way.
I hear Rich Little, I registered it was Little Richard.
No, no way. No way. You can't
Talk
get
about an awkward green
you
room.
can't get two more different people.
I was an idiot. I had no idea. Like, oh my God. I know. So I go in the green room, and here's this man, and he's got a very, very tight posture. And I'm like, hello. I'm like, who are you? He goes, I'm Rich Little. I'm like, oh.
No,
I'm like,
I don't even
I'm
care if it goes on. That has to be the greatest story I think I've ever
like,
heard.
I thought it was going to be Little Richard. And he goes, no, I'm Rich Little, the impressionist. And I'm like, well, can you do an impression of Little Richard? Oh my God. What a great guy, though.
Golly,
What stories. Stories. We landed
was it
somewhere in,
Tutti Frutti? Oh, no, Tutti Frutti. Bop, bop,
just
bop,
to annoy
bop,
him, I
bop,
would play
bop.
that when we were in the car driving to the gig. He's like, that's not me.
I was trying to think because I worked in the music business my whole life. And I was trying to think of Little Richard. Bop, bop, a loo, bop, 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 bop.
Yeah.
Tutti
Oh
Frutti.
my
Oh,
God.
Rudy.
Oh my
Wow,
God.
that's a great story. What about, do you have a couple more you want to share? Because we got to get
Uh,
on to the
so then
TV.
I was loving the comedy stuff since this guy
Right.
from the acting. So I was a little cocktail waitress at the Ice House in Pasadena. So I was
Okay.
meeting all these guys. I started my own little show in the annex.
Okay.
And I was sometimes the guys who are in the big showroom will want to come in and do a spot in the smaller room. And your guy that you just had on, George Wallace, was in the big room. Again, I was clueless, fresh off the boat. I'm farm fresh from Iowa.
Wait,
And
did you think he was the Alabama, the white
no,
Alabama?
worse, worse. So Don Barnhart, comedian, a bunch of those guys were in there. They're like, Kristi, George Wallace wants to come in and do your show. And I'm like, oh, well, what's he done? They're like, are you kidding me? It's George Wallace. And I'm like, here, I'm like looking for a resume or something. Anyway, I said, well, I go, what would you like me to say? He goes, just say that, when I bring him up on stage, I go, what would you like me to say about you? He said, just say that you found this guy in the alley and he wanted to come up and tell a few jokes. I bring him up, the crowd went berserk.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's who he is? Note to self, do a little research. I
Well,
don't know.
I'll give you this much. Since I've had George on the show, he texts me all hours of the night, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and I've tried to repay him. Okay. So on Easter, I sent him my little joke. He texts me again at whatever time, and he sent me a video. And I've spent the whole day trying to promote his show in DC with him or for him. And it's just been, today has been a shit show.
What happened?
Oh, because I put the clip up and I didn't even know. We'll talk off the air. His show
Okay.
Clean Slate got canceled, so I felt I wanted to do it for you. You know, people are like, "Can you get me on the show? Can you get me on the show?" I can't, George. Maybe the Gwen factor.
The show is canceled.
No, he's doing. Let's go on to TV and movies if you don't mind,
Okay.
because I'm an idiot. I told you I wrote down a lot of stuff.
Uh-huh.
But there's a couple that jump out at me, like the movie stuff, some of the actors you worked with, and which actor you think Kevin Spacey. Let's just say Kevin Spacey.
Oh, that was a voiceover thing. I didn't even
Oh,
I
was it
was
okay?
he was in Europe and then I
All
did the
right, all right.
narrative. Yeah.
Yeah, but
So,
there's a lot of them as far as other actors you work with, Jake Busey, Steve Railsback, and
oh, that's a funny story.
okay. But before, because I want to get to the TV too, because the TV stuff, you've done a ton of that, but the one that got me the most was Millionaire Matchmaker.
That was great.
I'm sorry.
Man, you are digging this
I
crap up.
told you I'm an
Okay.
idiot. I told you I'm a. If you didn't know, Jan Karam should have told you I'm an idiot.
So I am out again. I don't know who anybody is. Like when this is
Well,
early in my career.
You've been there for how long?
And no, I've been here a long time now, but I'm
Right.
telling you, at the time that these things were happening
All
for me.
right. So I'm a relic. Yeah.
So I'm out at this restaurant bar with my friends. We're just being stupid girls, like having happy hour, and all of a sudden, this woman walks in, and there's a trail of people,
Yeah.
girls,
Right.
and they have bags, and they're just after this woman. And my friend goes, "Oh my God, that's Patty Stanger." I'm like, "Who?" She goes, from Millionaire Matchmaker. She's
Yeah.
got that
Yeah.
show." And I go, "Oh." So I had a business card with my thing on it, and my friend's like, "Just go over there and give her your card." So I go over and I go, "Patty, I can't wait to be on your show. My name's Kristi." And she's like, "Oh," hands the card. Her assistant calls me the next day. I get called in for the audition, and I'm in the audition with her and her two people, and she goes, "Look," she goes, "Listen, I know what you're doing." She goes, "I'm going to get you on the show and he's gonna pick you. I mean, he'll pick you. I mean, because there were kind of dingbat girls that were on this, like, right?
Are you serious? See, I haven't
Yeah.
seen it. I haven't seen it. I'm just
I mean, the waiting room was ridiculous. Anyway, so I was thinking I could like get on there and crack some of my jokes, you know?
right.
And so she goes, "Look, I know what you're doing." She goes, "The guy's gonna pick you, and I'll have you do your show at John Lovett's Comedy Club because his doctor was Gwyneth Paltrow's doctor or something. I don't know. There's some connection there." And she's like, "I'll have you do your act. That's where your first date will be, and you'll get your comedy out on Bravo." And I'm like, "Oh my God, Patty, thank you." She's like, "Yeah." She goes, "You're a fireball. You're a fireball." So
Yeah. Kind
what
of.
the what Millionaire Matchmaker was they would have a million girls and they would have two millionaires and they would like be able to pick from the herd
Yeah.
which
No,
ones they like.
I've seen the show. I just didn't.
Yeah.
Maybe I did see your episode.
Oh, you did. Okay,
No, I
so we
didn't.
go.
No, I didn't. I didn't see it.
Oh, okay. So we go in and there's like four girls and then there's four gay guys. And we're like, what the hell is going on? So she brings us in And she's like, guys, we're doing something different for this episode.
Oh
Does
no.
does anybody? No, this was good for me. She goes, does anybody remember the gaunt? No, the dating game. The dating game, is that what it's
Yeah,
called?
yeah,
Where they have and they're behind
yeah.
the curtain. So I'm like, oh, because I'm not as pretty as them, but I'm smarter than any of these girls. I'm like, I can win this. So they have a gay man behind the curtain over there, and then there's the straight guy behind us, and then we're lined up on the sides. And she's there's okay. So I was going up against the Playboy Playmate,
Okay.
the girl, the Russian hooker, and the girl who did training. She's really good body. She's a trainer,
Right.
but she's kind of a, you know,
Yeah, I got it.
early girl.
Got it.
So, and I am seated right by the curtain. So I'm whispering to the bachelor behind here, like, oh God, you don't want to see this mess. And I can hear him laughing. And so the Russian hooker is upset because she now has to answer and come up with questions. I'm like, I can do this. So she's like, the Russian hooker starts crying. And she's just all like, she's like, I'm not doing this. And Patty's like, get her more vodka. Get her more Stalagnia. And she goes, I'm not doing this. I'm calling my agent. I go, your agent got you this gig? Anyway, so then she goes, she's
Wow.
like, she's yelling at Patty. She's like, you making me look like clown. I go, actually, plastic surgeon made you look like clown.
Oh God.
So she gets up and leaves. I'm like, all right, one down, two more to go. So then it just, I don't know. He was asked.
That's good.
We were
That's good.
asking questions.
I'm glad I brought it up, but now I'm kind of sad. Although I think I want to watch the episode now.
It was funny. So anyway, it comes down to two people, then he has to pick one. It was between me and the Playboy Playmate. So we're in the green room. We're getting because they have a mock date, and then we go on a real date. So
Oh, really?
I
Okay.
just have to make it through this preliminary date that I'm going against her, and then get to
Okay.
the yeah. So we're in the green room, and there's a rule like to get on the show, you can't have a boyfriend. And the she's like, so you're a comedian? I go, yeah. She's like, oh, I'm dating a comedian. I'm like, hmm, she can be like, right? I go, really? Who? I'm your friend. You can tell me.
Oh no.
And she goes, she's like, oh, I probably shouldn't. I don't think we're supposed to have a boyfriend. And I go, no, you can tell me.
You're evil.
She goes, I guess maybe I could tell you his first name. I go, yeah, just his first name. She goes, well, it's Polly. I'm like, Polly Shore? She's like,
Oh my
how
God.
did you know? Anyway, so the millionaire ends up picking the Playboy Playmates.
Oh. Oh.
1 year later, I'm out at that same bar that I met Patty at, and there's this big dude at the end of the bar, and he goes, Kristi? And I'm like, yeah, do I know you? And he's like, my name's John. I was the millionaire, the matchmaker. I go, you picked the wrong girl. I go, how'd that work out for you? He goes, well, I gained a coke addiction. I lost my yacht, and I'm going through, and she left me. So see,
Wow.
there's a happy ending to that
We're never
story.
going to get it through any of the rest of the stuff. Let me ask you this in all honesty. No lie to you. Do you enjoy acting more or doing the comedy stuff more?
Oh my God. I just did a movie, this pickleball movie, and I had
Okay.
more fun because I was working with a lot of comics
Okay.
and we're able to improvise. I feel like I don't know, I love both.
Wow. Did I
I
ask
love
you a
both.
good question? I
That was a
asked you.
great question. Yeah.
Okay. When I
I
didn't
did
get
a
an
lot of
answer. I didn't get
improvising,
an
a lot
answer
of,
though.
I can't say, I think they're equal, you know?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Other than this interview. Um, I saw, and again, I pull up some clips before I go on. I hate to look because see, I don't like to look like an asshole, so I try and get all this dirt and all this stuff. I watch clips and I got to tell you, I saw a clip. I think it's on Instagram, maybe your TikTok or whatever, where you started and it cut off or whatever. But you started talking about dropping your phone in the toilet.
Oh yeah, that happened.
And no. But what got me was the crowd work. You laid that guy out, and I just loved it. I loved it. Or whoever it was, I didn't know what he said,
I don't remember this.
You don't remember that?
No.
Oh my God, because you just posted it the other day, or I just saw it. Because you started going, you
Oh,
just,
that guy. That
yeah, yeah.
guy.
Now, because oh, can you tell people about that? Do you mind?
Oh, he was just sitting in the front row alone and he was slurping his drink as loud as possible. I was in the middle of this and it was so loud. You can't just ignore something like that. So I stopped and
Oh,
I'm like,
you
what
wait.
the?
Let me just say this. You like, do you want a different joke? You just laid him out.
Yeah. I was,
You laid him
yeah.
out. Keep
Yeah.
going.
Well,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I interrupted. Keep going.
no, that was it. I was just like, if you're going to interrupt, then let's see what you have to say. Anything better
Oh,
than
but
what
then
I'm
you
doing
went
up
and
here?
said, are you single? Oh, imagine that.
Yeah. Shocking.
Yeah,
Shocking.
shocking. You were just dynamite, just dynamite. Um, I want to mention Jan Karam because I think this happened because of Jan. And I
It
gotta
did.
tell you, and I gotta tell you, you two are like 1A, 1B. You've done so much stuff. Do you have a favorite? And I guess I have to put favorite show, favorite movie, favorite TV, favorite, and then of course the follow-up question, the least favorite. In other
That I've
words,
done.
it can be a comedy show, it can be a movie thing you did or a TV thing. All the people you opened for or you toured with,
I
do you
gotta
have in
say,
other words, a favorite memory and then one that didn't go so good.
I gotta say, one of the biggest was again after I realized who he was when I went on that little tour with Rich Little. That was incredible.
You know what's sad to me is a lot of people won't even know who that is.
Oh, 100%. I
It's
have
like
to. Yeah,
David Brenner and a lot of the comedians that it's not a lot, but some of them that, I'm like, it's just amazing.
yeah. David Brenner was there the first time I ever got to go on the main stage at the Ice House.
Yeah.
It was
Well, do you have a favorite memory as far as again, it can be comedy, it can be you've done so much, it's hard for me to you can I'll tell you what I like you can do too.
favorite like I say, probably working with Rich Little, that show
Okay.
that was
Well
just
then is there
incredible.
is now a least favorite because that's the one I really want.
Least favorite? Oh, I got one
You
for
know what
you.
I mean? A shit
Oh
show
yeah, you
where
ready
it
for
went
this?
bad. Things didn't go so
So,
good.
I'm doing a show, a corporate event for a bank in Colorado,
Okay.
and I'm like, they hire me, like all my stuff's out there, YouTube, whatever.
Yeah.
They sign the contract. I'm in the elevator with the Mr. I don't know, president, vice president of the bank, and he's in the elevator, and he nudges my arm. He goes, "Gonna keep it all clean tonight, right?" I go, you know my act. I'm not dirty, but I'm not like squeaky clean, like I
Right.
allude. And he's like, yeah, but it's gonna be G, right? I go, you know my act. Anyway, I go in, I meet the owners of the bank are sitting in the middle of the ballroom. They're chatting with me. Come on over tomorrow before you leave town. Let's, just, we're having a great time. I get up there, do my act, and it was like the people who work in investment banking are here and the tellers are all in the back and they're hammered and they're just having the best. That was my audience. And anyway, I get to the end, my last joke, which is a little bit of a
Just do it.
play,
Just do it. Just do it.
my
Just do it.
harmonica it's
Do
it's
it.
a
Just do it.
my little niece Hannah, she wants to be a comedian at this time. This was her parents hated it because she's got really bad jokes. I play it to the harmonica, I sing it,
Okay, all right.
and she's got really bad jokes. One goes like this: "What does Cinderella say when she got to the ball?" Right,
Right.
and again, a joke that's been done, just funny coming out of a little kid's mouth, right?
Right, right.
So I do that, and the guy who was in the elevator with me, the vice president who's sitting with the owners, he gets up and he yanks me off stage. He goes, "That's enough."
Wow.
And I was like, damn, you know? Um, but they were I don't do GG, I do PG-13, but anyway,
Can I, you know
um,
what? And I hate because I hate him when I speak, but as you were telling that, it reminded me. Is it okay if I tell you something really terrible? I mean, in other words, can I swear?
of
Won't offend
course.
you? I was in an RCA convention. I think it was in Canada somewhere, wherever we were. And the guy, Greg Lynn, never forget him. Greg gets up, and it's exactly as you're describing. All these old folks in the front, all, and he gets up and he's like, "Hey, I'm Greg Lynn from RCA. I'm going to start with a joke. How do you get a dog to stop bumping your leg?" All these old folks, how? Pick him up and suck his dick.
Oh my God.
Greg Lynn didn't work for RCA after that.
I can imagine. I can
Just
imagine.
the faces on these. I'm sorry if I offended you. It's just as you
Oh,
told
that's
that
hilarious.
story. It just flashback the acid
Yeah.
and stuff. I just that was comical.
Yeah.
I can imagine you on stage with that. What you were like.
I knew it wasn't going well, and I'm like, well, and I kind of do that. I'm like, if it's not going well, let's just go all in. And I knew they'd hate that. I was done with my act. Good night.
I love you. I love you to degree. Um, we're gonna run. We don't have a lot of time left, so I want to talk about stuff you got coming up and stuff that you're doing now. You do a lot of shows in California, right?
I do. Yeah, I have.
Tell the people about them. Tell them in case people want to
Um,
come and see you.
I don't know if you're in Venice Beach. This is a, it's a little show. My
It's a
friends just opened.
magic thing, isn't it? It's called Magic something or other.
Oh, Comedy Magic Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played them. I played there quite a bit.
Okay.
But this Thursday, I don't know if you're in LA or Venice Beach, but I'm doing. My friends just opened up a hair salon, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna come down
Okay.
and do a little. So I got Peter Melman from Seinfeld.
Okay.
Don't know who he is. He wrote all of the
Okay. Look,
master.
and
Anyway.
just so we're clear, this isn't gonna air for like a week or two.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
But
Never
no,
mind.
but you know
Rewind.
there are time travelers that can maybe go back and
Oh, it's not okay. Never mind.
no. Tell them about
Just
the
how
hair
about
salon.
this? This is what I would love if everybody went to Kristi McHugh comedian
I'm
Kris.
gonna, Christy. I'm gonna put
Yeah,
the links to your website, to
yeah.
your
I
Facebook, to your Instagram, to your TikTok,
good.
to your
Yeah,
YouTube
I'll put
channel. All that's gonna be there.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
but
what I'm excited about is I'm shooting a movie that
okay.
inspired with Jeff Ross and some other writers
Jeffrey
who
Ross, I love
yeah.
Jeff. Yeah,
Yeah. So
he
that's
does the roast. He does the roast, and Nancy Levine has been on
yeah,
the
yeah,
show. Nancy
yeah.
Levine, first her. Yeah, go ahead, keep going. I'm sorry.
It's one of his friends who co-wrote and another friend of mine who's producing and yeah, I'm excited about that. We're just it's in the preliminary stages, but yeah.
And in other words, acting and
Mhm.
comedy, 150-50.
Yeah, I did some punch up for it. They used some of my jokes in it, and
Oh,
I'm
cool,
playing
cool.
a character called Kristi. So
I love it. Yeah, you don't have
yeah,
to stretch there.
yeah. Um, is that it?
I don't know. I
I
mean,
don't
we're gonna do
know.
your comedy minute. You have something else written down there? What do you look? See here, let's match notes. What do you have written down?
I do have notes. Well, will you call Bill Murray for me and tell
You
him I
know
need
what?
him?
Listen, you know that Jan Karam, and we'll go on the record. Jimmy Fallon owes Jan Karam. Jan Karam needs to get on Jimmy Fallon. That has to happen. I need.
Christy McHugh needs to get on Jimmy Fallon.
Listen, one at a time. God damn it, she was first.
We're gonna go on together.
Can I come along?
Yes, I love Jen Karam. No, she's a
No,
doll.
but and I hate to keep bringing it up, but he mentioned her this and that. So
I
now,
wouldn't be on this if it weren't for. I saw her on your. I'm like, I want to
what do
do
you?
that.
All right. So, what do you have written down? You asked the question. Now, what else do you?
Oh, I wanted to do comedy. So I was just like talking about back in the days when I started.
Right.
I wanted to do comedy so bad in New York. Like everybody talked like how New
Right.
York was like where to go. So this guy worked for CBS and he's like, look, you can come and work the US Open, just check in people, leave at 4 o'clock, take the train into town, and I get paid to go there, paid to work, and per diem. I'm like, perfect. Sign me up. Too good to be true. I get there, roll in, get the key under the mat, go into the hotel room. There's 5 guys there. The guy was like just totally shady, like took all the money and like put all the workers into one room. I'm like, I can't do this. So I I got I hitchhiked. I from Rochester. It was in Rochester, New
Where's the
York.
comedy in this? My God, this is terrible.
I had to get to New York City. So I hitchhiked. I had somebody in New York who I could go and hang with because he was working the fifth on sixth. He was a
All right.
cameraman. So I hitchhiked. I got a ride from a guy who was driving for Burger King. So I rode the Whopper wagon all the way from Rochester, New York to New York City. My hair smelled like French fries for a week, but I got there. And then Tommy Sat. Do you know Tommy Sabat?
Go ahead. Just keep going. I don't know who he is, but
Hilarious,
all
hilarious.
right.
He lived it. I called him. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I was just like, very upset, and he's like, "You're in luck." He goes, "I'm here right now for some meetings. You can come and stay with my mommy in Brooklyn." Tommy and his
Okay.
mommy. So I went and stayed in Brooklyn for like a month with Tommy and his mommy, and then I went on tour to the Upper Northwest. But
Okay.
yeah, imagine
Well,
like I had no idea what I was doing. I just
your whole
trusted the
story is
guy.
amazing. But look, we're going to run out of time. And do you have something special for your comedy minute? Do you have one little quick little blurb you want to do?
Well, my
Let me do it.
mom.
Let me do a formal introduction.
Okay.
Kristi McHugh, your comedy minute. Go ahead, my friend.
A minute? A
Well,
minute.
it can be 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. We don't have a lot of time, but go ahead. We're
I
going to
have an
run
hour. Is an hour cool?
No,
So
I'm trying to look. Let me put on my glasses. I see how much time we have.
I'm kidding.
We got 3:04, so go ahead. We're gonna run out of time.
I got a haircut and a tooth to pull.
I
Um,
tell you, it's rough. My wife. Go ahead.
so my mom is getting older, and I'm youngest of 7, and I go back home, and she doesn't have the dementia, but she's kind of got the forgetsies.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I went home for this big holiday. We're all sitting at the table. I have a brother who passed away like 20 years ago. His wife has since remarried, kids,
Okay.
and so I'm sitting there at the table, and she walks in, and my mom leans over to me. She goes, "What's she doing here with that man? What's your brother gonna say?" And I'm like, "Oh, Mom, I know." Oh, my mom.
You
God, I
just
love. They get
spurred it
real honest
on.
when they get older, don't they? My brother's
I
like, "Tell her the truth, Mom. Tell her how she was a mistake." I'm like, "Was I a mistake?" She goes, "You all were." So now she's in an assisted living, and you think that there's crime out here in the world? There's crime in the assisted. Somebody stole her teeth. I know. I'm like, who's gonna? They're not gonna fit. You're not gonna be able to like. That's gonna be an easy find. Unbelievable. That's all I got. I love my mama.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
I
Thank you for
mean it from
having
the
me.
bottom of my heart. I had a great time. If you had a good time, you're gonna come back, I hope.
Yes, of course.
Cool,
Thanks
cool.
so much.